Good cunts, and welcome to Wild Takes, where we're just going to grab one cunt at a time instead of a whole bunch of them, just kind of feel around a little, get to know it. Today with us, we have Irate Bear. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
I'm terrible. Thanks for asking, though. Okay, so this is the first time I'm talking to you. It's good to this time, man. Thanks for coming down. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's not a problem, mate. Schmeckle reached out, said you wanted a chat, so here I am.
Yes, here you are. So I gotta ask, what made you want to start your YouTube channel in the first place? I'm probably gonna wind up asking the same questions as the last couple people, but everyone's got a different answer, so give me your take.
To prevent myself from killing myself.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ironically,
Wow.
it's contributed more to it in the recent year or so. But no, I had not long been forced into unemployment due to an illness called pericarditis, which is an inflammation of one of the sacs that surrounds your heart. Was hospitalized 6 times, lost my job. The wife had to take up the mantle of breadwinner, so I decided to stay at home, and now it's a career for her, and now I'm a stay-at-home dad. Well, anyway, as you can imagine, being a stay-at-home dad is fucking boring, and I was already a fan of many YouTubers. I was a very big fan of Bearing back in those days, because that's when he was blowing the fuck up. People like Undoomed and stuff, but I didn't. My main piece of entertainment, if you like, wasn't any of the people that would exist in the genre that would be called the skeptic genre or the anti-SJW genre, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I mainly watched the commentary genre, you know, people like Grade A, Under A, Paracynical, your drama channels like Keemstar and stuff like that, Scarce and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna have a go at this. And I tried a few different things. I went through several different channels and stuff. Got used to networking, had a Twitter account, all that kind of good stuff. Never really settled on anything, never felt comfortable in the genres I was trying to, you know, sort of grow within, if you like. Had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Well, my last channel, which is, funny enough, the channel that I'm using now, which cringily enough was actually called Brown Bear Entertainment before it was changed to Irate Bear. And that channel was a story time channel where I told life stories to the backdrop of gaming. And I would usually be like Doom or World of Warships or something like that.
Oh, I think I caught one of your gaming streams. You were playing Subnautica a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Big gamer. But yeah, anyway, so one day I've released quite I don't know, maybe about 20-30 videos, not really growing. I think I had about 74 subscribers at the time, and I thought, I know, I'll ask my few subscribers what they wanted to see. And when I uploaded that video, within a couple of hours, Bearing turned up in the comment section, to my surprise, which was a big deal for me, seeing as he was a big bad YouTuber, you know. And I was like, wow, fucking Bearing, the verified YouTube channel, here in my shitty little comment section. I was very starstruck. I will admit that, as gay as that sounds. And he offered
okay.
He offered to have a Skype chat with me, and nearly about a week later, we ended up having a long conversation, a very deep, very personal conversation. And you know, he was like, "Oh, so what is it you want to do on YouTube?" And I said, "Well, you know, I have thought about doing the type of stuff that he was doing at the time, but was always kind of like scared to like express my opinions and stuff like that." And he was, you know, don't be scared. Don't be afraid to share your opinions, mate. You know, and yeah, he convinced me to start. So I was like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll make a video. Would you mind watching it after I upload it? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I did it. And my first ever video was a video that I filmed on my phone whilst wearing a plushy bear head over my face. and doing a answers for one of those BuzzFeed answers for fucking white people or something else. If one of, you know those old cringy BuzzFeed videos, and he said it was all right, it wasn't bad, and then I found myself an avatar, and then I just started making videos, you know.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of your avatar, Irate Bear, why did you choose that bear?
Bear was one of my nicknames in the Navy. I wouldn't use my main nickname because it gives away my surname.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. So how many bears have you rated?
Well, I've gone through a lot of bear avatars. A lot of bear avatars. I don't know how long you've been following me or my channel, but I've gone through a lot of them.
I think I've been following you for about 4 or 5 months. I really do enjoy your content, man. You give a lot of good insight.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I like to think that because I'm a bit of a spastic, I can give a different perspective on things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm a dyspraxic spastic with undiagnosed personality disorders, I like to think that I provide a different insight, if you will.
Right on. I'm glad to see you, well, still alive for one thing. Creating your channel just to keep you alive, that sounds kind of harsh, man. It's a harsh reality for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I spoken about mental health stuff very publicly, so I don't mind touching on it here. Yeah, I was going down a dark path, you know, at the time. I really just needed something, anything. You know, anxiety was so bad I wouldn't go outside on my own. So I guess, I was like, right, okay, maybe I'll make some friends on the internet, and I did. And a lot of YouTubers like, no, you don't have friends on the. Well, okay, you can have that opinion, mate. I don't share that opinion with you. And I've made some wonderful friends, people that I can go to on a regular basis, that I can go to and talk to about pretty much anything that I know I can trust. And there's a lot of them have come to me as well. So it's, no matter what happens to my channel now, even if it was completely nerfed tomorrow, I know that I've made some good friends, I think.
Right on, man. That sounds nice. I'm trying to make friends out here. It's not easy. Not a lot
You've got
of people
Schmeckle.
are...
I know he's terrible, but
Schmeckle is terrible, but he's a good guy at heart, even if he's a bit of a penny pincher. Speaking of which, if you want to donate to the show or to our great hosts here, we have patreon.com/cuntstream. We also got streamlabs.com/AW7 if you want to donate to me directly, because that I'd really appreciate just a little bit. Just shilling myself here now. But you've made a lot of friends. You've got the Ghost Poo Podcast, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
So what do y'all talk about on there?
The Ghost Poo Podcast was something that was kind of born out of silliness. It's over a year old now. One night, drunken uncle Sinatra says and myself were streaming on my channel, and we were just having a good old, shit post, as you do. We were just streaming for fun and not really covering anything. We were just sort of getting to know each other and stuff like that. Yeah, making jokes, talking to the chat as you do, and we sort of realized that we work well together, that we have a good rapport with each other. And the idea of sort of creating a podcast 3 times a week, one on each of our channels, would be a pretty good idea. We'd try it out, we'd see how it goes. And the name was chosen because I forget which one of us went first. It wasn't me. I think it may have been Sinatra who went to the toilet and he couldn't squeeze one out. And then I went to the toilet thinking I also needed to squeeze one out, and I couldn't squeeze one out. And so that's where the name Ghost Poo pretty much comes from.
Well, that that kind of has a different meaning over here in the States. That's when you actually take a poo, but it's not in the toilet. It's like it's sunk down the drain by itself or something. But that's disgusting. Let's not talk about that. But I am also very interested in psychological issues. I've got some massive kind of bipolar depression. So it's nice to talk to someone who knows kind of what I'm going through once in a while. So can you on your own mind?
So say that again. You broke up a little bit there, mate.
Talking about our mental issues, I kind of suffer from a bipolar depressive disorder. I'm kind of wondering more about you. You said you've got some quote undiagnosed personality disorders.
More than likely, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. Various people have hypothesized that I myself might have bipolar 2, not bipolar 1, bipolar 2. Although I doubt it's that myself. Some people think it's BPD. Some people think it's just ADHD, which is something that I am going for a diagnosis soon. Over in Liverpool soon. I have to go for 2 different testing sessions for attention deficit disorder. Yeah, I think that's about it, actually. There was nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, right on. Still, it's nice to see someone tackling some kind of the issues a little bit. Mental health is an important thing for me. I wish I could have gone into the college for that, but oh well.
Well, tackling it, there are obviously everybody's different. I've tried every single SSRI known to man, and none of them work. They all give me horrible side effects. I even tried some old school antidepressant stuff, and that didn't work either, unfortunately, because the side effects were fucking awful. So medication doesn't work. I've tried therapy as well, 3 6-week blocks worth of it, and it just it's temporary. So I've sort of developed my own way of dealing with things. And I'm not always successful. I'm not always successful, but I have tried to develop my own way of dealing with shit when I feel incredibly low. And I think that might be the case for a lot of people out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I looked into Taoism, which is a very interesting thing to kind of look into. It's kind of like mindfulness, but like a selfish version of mindfulness, if you will, or close to Buddhism. So I've been told anyway. Sort of like they have like healing articles that kind of teach you to put yourself first, to sort of teach you that it's okay to feel like these things, and to just allow them to pass into you. Look at that feeling, accept it, and allow it to move out of you like a cloud, if you will. That didn't really work for me. Distraction techniques work for me. So
right on. Well, we all need a little bit of a distraction sometimes. You play games. What else do you like to do for a distraction?
Talking to people. Talking to people helps. So sometimes I would just straight up just do a live stream and I'll just talk about it. It helps.
Well, to be fair, I'm not very good at conversation. I don't really like talking all that much. But if you need to talk to someone, man, hit me up sometime. I wouldn't mind talking to you again. I'm enjoying this so far. You seem like a pretty cool person.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, it's last week, and I don't mind sharing this either. Last week was the first time in a very long time, in what is years, it was the first time I'd felt okay. Now you probably know what I mean when I say okay. I don't mean happy. I don't mean sad. I just mean okay. Like
I
rationally responding to things like a normal fucking person. You know.
I do know. There's been months at a time where I just don't feel okay. And
yeah,
it's tough, but
I know those who have bipolar experience massive lows that last for ages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I also experience massive lows that last for quite a while. It's just a matter of preparing and fighting your way through it.
Well, I'm not going to say drugs help, but this program is not brought to you by Miller High Life. I decided to open up a beer in memory of Drunken Uncle today.
But yeah, it sounds gay, but there are some games that work better than others. Subnautica it actually acts as a literal safe space for me. Not like a safe space as in, oh, I'm triggered, but a safe space as in it takes my mind off of everything.
You know,
There's something awfully calming about it.
I feel the same way about No Man's Sky. I don't care what anybody says about the game. It is just great to zone out to.
I also purchased that game, and the same. What's that other fucking space game called? That I also have on Steam. I forget what it's called now. I need to know the name of it. Hold on, let me just load up my Steam quick.
Sure. In the meantime, I'd like to ask the chat if anybody has a question they'd like to ask Irate Bear here. And I'm going to bring up the Discord. Someone...
Elite Dangerous.
Ooh.
Elite Dangerous. The same thing happened to me whilst playing No Man's Sky as it did playing Elite Dangerous. I got a little bit motion sick playing it. Strange for me, considering I used to be a sailor, but whatever.
I'm wondering, isn't that the game that kind of tied into the shooter Dust 514 back in the day?
I don't know.
Or am I thinking of something else? I think I'm thinking of something else. Either way, I've played too many games in my time. I can't remember them all anymore. But we do have a question from my Discord server. Jack of Trades asks, "Are you a furry?"
I'm not a furry, no. I'm not.
It's okay.
Just because you're a furry, all right, doesn't mean that I am.
All right.
No, but I do find furries interesting. I do find the subculture interesting. Also, I did do a mini documentary, if you will, on the alt furry fandom, for example, which required a fuck ton of research to do. And I got to speak to people like Cotherix and stuff like that.
Bill says, Bear is a huge furry fan. He pawed my puppet hole. Okay, thanks for that, Saki the Real. Second question from Jack of Trades. Why do you think the videos you do are worth doing? And do you expect to convince anyone on your opinions, I guess?
I have convinced people on my opinions. That's the thing, is I have changed people's minds. I've had people come out to tell me that they were once feminists or social justice warrior types, and they've told me that I changed their mind.
Right on. If I can say one thing on the social justice comment, once all personal justice is kind of dealt with, there's no need for social justice. So fuck off.
No, I like doing it. I haven't done response videos in a long time, so I pretty much stick to like commentary on the news, if you will. One, because I find it interesting. Two, because I like giving my opinions. I'm a gobshite. I'm a loud-mouthed motherfucker, and I'd like to express that shit. Yes, am I screaming into the void? Fuck yeah. Isn't everyone on the internet? You know? And, you know, sometimes I reach people. Sometimes I don't.
Well, you've reached me a couple times, sir, and I appreciate that.
Oh, I'm glad.
And just to answer Jack of Trades on that question, he has convinced me too on a couple of issues, so way to go.
I just apply my own life experience and common sense to things. It's not that deep for me, you know.
I get you. I my opinions out there too. There's so many channels dedicated to that already. I'd kind of want to make something, I don't know, big, something entertaining, something grandiose. I as much as I love to give my opinions on things, y'all give better opinions. I'm not that smart.
Well, there's nothing stopping you from doing so. You know, the comparing mind is a dangerous mind. And this all ties into mental health and stuff like this. You know, a lot, you know, as I said, I started YouTube to stop wanting to kill myself, and wanting to kill myself has become more prominent in the previous year. And but that does tie into having a comparing mind. You compare yourself to other people. If you do that, you will only hurt yourself in the process. Getting obsessed by numbers and stuff like that, there's just no point to it. Focus on creating something creative.
I'm not out for a big audience. I'm out for a good audience. You know, surround yourself with quality people.
I understand that.
So speaking of
some creators are lucky, some aren't.
Yeah. So speaking of creative people, who's been your biggest inspiration for your channel?
Oh, I think I was originally like not Irate Bear, but prior to that, I think I was originally inspired by by people like Grade A Under A. Because I wanted to do something like funny and entertaining and shit like that. But since then, you know, I've moved on, grown up a bit, learned a lot. I'm inspired by groups like Neebs Gaming now, and it's hard for me to answer this question without sounding like a dick.
This is a cunt stream. This is a place for dicks and cunts. Speak your speech.
I'm inspired by a lot of people, a lot of different fucking creators. So I've looked at them and I've gone, wow, what they've done here is amazing, you know. And like, I don't want to be any of them, you know, but I wanted to do something similar to them, or try to take, you know, ideas that other people have created and mash them together to create something, you know, creative. And my most recent actual piece of creative work, as cringy and as up my own arse as that makes me sound, I took inspiration recently from Markiplier and Antisepticeye. No, that's not Jacksepticeye, but his character Antisepticeye and Markiplier's character Darkiplier. And I wanted to, because as you know, I'm big on talking about the mental health stuff. So I wanted that. I looked at these alternative personalities, because I've always been a fan of creating alt characters, if you will. Mm-hmm. You know who Lord Bear is, I'm sure. Yeah. And I decided that I was going to take the worst parts of my personality that I hate, the parts of the mental health shit that affects me the most, and I forged it into a character, and I created something from that. It didn't land, but it did make me feel good, so I was happy with that.
I think I saw that video. You put a explained portion of that on your channel as well as the full thing. And
oh yeah, I had to do that because a lot of people just didn't get it. Maybe
you should repost that for Halloween. Tis the season.
People have said that I should reincorporate that character, with it being October, Halloween month, which is something I do plan to do. That video is available for watching on my second channel.
Would you like to take a moment to shill your channels real quick?
Yeah. Irate Bear, my main channel. Irate Alex is my second channel. That's the one I'm primarily focusing on at the moment. That's the one I want to grow. It's not political. It's not social. Yes, I do give my opinions on there, and yes, there is commentary on there, but it's not, you know, me being an argumentative shit. It's me doing reaction videos, me doing not like the reaction videos that people might think of where they hear the word reaction and YouTube together, where I just sit there and stare at the fucking video. I actually pause it, give my opinion, commentary, try to make it, you know, transformative. I do gaming stuff over there as well. Like every Sunday, Drunken Uncle and I are doing like a 7 Days to Die series, which people are really enjoying at the moment as well.
Nice. I got that game back on the Steam sale a long time ago when it was on Greenlight. I ought to update that. Maybe I can get in the game with y'all sometime.
Yeah, man. I don't know if Drunken Uncle and I are going to open it up to other people, though.
Fair enough.
Yeah. At the minute, it stands as a form of entertainment, if you will. A sort of fourth wall breaking machinima.
Ooh,
that's improv.
Right on. So we got a question before I get on to my next one from the opinionated Coal City Scotsman. Have you had any luck on the job search?
Yes, the main job that I was talking about trying to get my hands on a couple months ago finally emailed me today, and I need to call them up to book an interview with them. So yeah,
congratulations, man.
no, thank you very much. Do I think I'll get it? No, but you know, oh well.
All right, so let's take a step back. To those in the audience who don't know the character, can you kind of describe Lord Bear for a little bit?
Lord Bear is an arsehole. He's based on like old school British aristocrats, sorry. He is a posh, very upper class, top hat, monocle wearing prick. And he hates women. He thinks they're just things to be played with. He likes doing drugs. He likes getting drunk. He's just a monster, really.
Who doesn't like getting drunk, though?
Well, yeah, yeah, but he's a bit racist as well, and he's a bit racist. He's very misogynistic, and yeah, he's just he's a caricature, you know. He's just he's just there to sort of make fun of things.
Right on. And Bit Metal asks, why a bear?
He already knows why it's a bear. I've already answered that question during this stream, and I've also answered that question in the past as well.
Yeah,
but I'll answer it again.
Answer it again for this motherfucker who wasn't listening earlier.
Because it was one of my nicknames in the Navy, and whereas I would have chosen my main nickname that the majority of people called me, I couldn't because it would give away my surname.
Right on. Now that that's out of the way, the Navy. I come from a big military family. Pretty much, I don't know, the past 5 generations before me have been in it. I couldn't exactly qualify, but can you tell me a bit about your time in the Navy?
Yeah, sure. I went into basic training in March 2006. Joined up originally as an operator mechanic warfare. So I would have eventually been trained on how to fix guns and radars and all that kind of stuff, operate radars, and a bunch of other stuff. But that changed when I got to phase 2 training, and I became an able seaman warfare specialist. And then I would only be trained in how to use radar as an operator in the operations room. When I finally joined my ship, a few months into it, going around like traveling the Mediterranean and stuff, I decided I wanted to go into the electronic warfare branch, which is something I did do. Did another 3 months worth of training, and then rejoined my ship, and then spent the remainder of my time serving and being deployed.
Nice. What was basic? Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say I ended up clocking up about 800 days at sea.
Nice. I enjoy the ocean, man. I'm a little envious. Gotta say, just a little bit envious.
Right? You wouldn't say that if you were trying to have a shower in a hurricane.
No, I step outside into the hurricane and take my shower out.
Well, yeah, you might have a hard time getting the shower gel on your body, but yeah.
That's the kind of crazy I am. All right. So, what was the basic like for you in the training camp?
Well, basic training lasted 8 weeks. Phase 2 training was considerably longer because you had to be trained in how to use radar and stuff like that, and a bunch of other shit as well you had to do for your public services qualification, which was equivalent to like a GCSE, if you know what a GCSE is.
I don't actually.
You know how you like Americans, you'll have like a diploma or whatever when you sort of pass out of high school, when you graduate from high school. Well, we don't do that. We have what's called GCSEs, and GCSE you get like it's like a sort of a diploma, if you will, in like maths, English, science, and whatever else subjects you decide to take.
Oh, so you got a license for that radar?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Who said that? Who said that?
That was me.
Oh, okay. Someone else giving me shit about fucking licenses. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Basic training was 8 weeks long. It would consisted of everything that you'd expect, you know, fitness, you know, learning about what it is to be a sailor, learning, you know, naval military training, how to use a rifle, all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Firefighter training, flood training, which is one of the most fun things you'll ever do if you ever get a chance to do it.
It was. I was in the Navy ROTC in high school. We got a chance to do that once. Fantastic experience.
Yeah, it's just, you know, going in a simulator that has hydraulics on it, and it fills up with water when you're inside it, and you've got to try and plug all the holes and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and it rocks side to side when you're doing it. So it's fun. It's fun. Chaos, but it's fucking fun. Firefighter training, drill, just like you'd expect. Had to give a few briefs as well to get used to giving briefs to people. Our Navy's very big on that.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably so, because I did have to give my executive officer a couple of briefs in my time on missiles and such. Yeah, that's pretty much it. 8 weeks, basic training, up early every day, lots of washing your kit, ironing your kit, preparing it, making sure your bed is fucking spick and span and your locker spick and span, all that shit. So yeah. And of course, seamanship as well. So learning how to, you know, use the ropes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So I gotta ask, since you've been in the military, did you
cut out?
Did you ever get to see combat in situations?
You know, some people don't like to answer that question. I did not. I came very fucking close several times. Very fucking close. But no, I didn't. I never did see combat.
Right on. Well, good.
Was a part of a very big operation, though. I was a part of an operation that seized £5 million worth of cocaine, so that was cool.
Oh wow!
Yeah, off the coast of West Africa.
Right on. Well, congratulations on that, man.
Yeah, it was quite the operation, and I played a pivotal role in it, so I was happy with that.
Cool. Do you have any other kind of stories like that? Did you ever catch a terrorist?
My first deployment was a very, very short one down the Eastern Mediterranean, and we were down there doing what's it called? What was that? Interdiction operations. So boarding vessels, making sure they weren't carrying pirates, you know, smuggle drugs, smuggle people, or anything like that. Got a NATO medal for that one. Didn't like that deployment. Been down to the Falklands twice. The second time was when we seized that boat with all the cocaine on it. Had to chase out a few Argentinian vessels in our time as well. Any good sort of war? I remember being on watch one night, and I detected an aircraft on my equipment, and it turned out to be a Russian Bear. Which is a massive fucking aircraft that carries nuclear weapons. And I was the one to detect it and warn the anti-air warfare officer, and he called up the RAF and they chased it off. So that's pretty cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, what would you say your biggest achievement's been?
In life or the Navy?
Either. Both.
Passing my electronic warfare course was one of my most proudest moments, actually. Do you know why? Because people said I was too stupid to do it.
Well, I
fucking smashed it, so.
Nice. So what would you be doing right now if you didn't have your channel?
I don't know. Honestly, I honestly don't know, man. If I had never bothered, I don't know if I'd still be here.
Fair enough.
You know, probably getting fired from another job or something. I don't know.
Right on. Well, if you had a choice, I mean, what would you be doing instead of the YouTube?
Oh, I'd be working a decent job, probably. You know, something with a career ladder, attached would be the ideal. Something with the type of environment that I work best in, which is electronic warfare. It's not electronics. It's the early detection of radar emissions. But there's something similar like that. Something like a high energy, fast paced kind of environment where I'm actually doing something that's worth something. I suppose would be ideal. Something in public services, ideally. I think.
Nice. So humanitarian, I take it.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm a humanitarian. I'm just saying I'm like a rebel without a cause. I would have liked to, if my eyesight hadn't been so bad, I would have liked to have continued my firefighting into the real world. Maybe something to do with the police, maybe something to do with the ambulance service, something along the lines of that. That would have been cool.
Cool. I like that, man. So, you said you got a job interview. What kind of career path are you looking forward towards that way? I don't want to.
That's not something I want to talk about publicly.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
Perfectly okay.
I have people that would want to fuck it up for me, so I'd prefer not to say it publicly.
No, completely understandable.
Yeah.
That's why if there was anything you didn't want to talk about and that we came across that topic, fine. No problem. Let's see here. So, do you remember your first show, your first podcast?
My first, live stream?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. When was that? Who was that even with? Good grief. Because obviously a lot of creators have come and go over the last 2 years. Yeah. Was it with Ferg? No, I don't remember it, dude. I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. But you can on with your program though, right?
So say that again, sorry?
You do want to continue on with the program though, right?
Oh yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
Indefinitely.
I don't know. Without wishing to sound like a fucking fanny, about stuff, but the main channel, it's not doing too well at the minute. It really isn't. You can go look at my social blade if you want to. It's very, very fucking red at the moment. I don't do as well as I used to. That's mostly my fault.
Them damn YouTube algorithms, though, man. I'm not getting any notifications on you.
Yeah, there's that as well, which is a fucking pain in the ass. I know people have been unsub from me as well. Hey, Ranting Monkey's in the chat. What's going on, Monkey? I don't know. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy sort of spooging my opinions all over the place. But ideally, I'd like my second channel to grow and eventually become my main channel.
Right on. So, on your gaming channel, what do you plan on playing next? Can you give us some kind of?
Well, it's not a gaming channel.
You know what I mean.
My second channel is a mixy blob of things. Its primary content is reaction videos. Its secondary content is Lord Bear videos, and its tertiary content, I'd say, is the gaming stuff. I have enjoyed doing some of these like little let's plays of these like horror indie titles that you can't really find on Steam, that you have to go looking for them.
What have you been looking up lately?
It's been a while since I've looked up stuff. I should actually look into it, to be honest, seeing as it's October. Ideal time. What was the last one I played? I'll just go into the channel now to have a quick gander. It was what was it now? Oh yeah, it was called Plague.
Right on.
One of those type of horror games where you can't fight back.
Ooh.
And all you can do is run and hide.
Oh God, what game am I thinking of now? Is a big Steam game.
I know where you're going with this. Is it Amnesia or is it or the other
that's
one?
It.
There's a game Amnesia that I'm absolutely fucking terrified of. And I tried to play it. I tried to live stream it. I couldn't do it. I'm so bad with horror games, man. I really am. I scream like a little girl.
Yeah.
Outlast. That's the fucking game. Yeah, Outlast is a bastard of a game.
Ooh, yes, it is.
See,
Oh,
there's no point in me doing it, man, because when I get scared, I get really angry.
mhm.
And then because you can't fight back in those games, I'll just run at the enemy until they kill me.
Well, you could do something like PewDiePie does with his scary games. I don't
The
know.
thing is when he does it, he's probably faking the screams. When I do it, I'm being fucking real. Like I'm sat there, and then you can't see it, but I am sweating.
Well, yeah, I think that would make for a more authentic experience, though.
Some people have said that to me. They said they enjoy it watching me shit myself. But there's only so much I can take.
Right on. Someone asked earlier about the Doki Doki Literature Club. Have you played that yet?
Oh yeah, I did a full let's play of that.
Nice.
Good game.
I've watched all the playthroughs though, so I don't really see the point of playing through it now.
Well, I mean, what of mine?
Oh, a couple. One of which was yours. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, I see what you mean. With Doki Doki Literature Club, there are multiple choices and sort of multiple endings, though, so might be worth you having a go. It's free anyway, so
Yeah. Okay. I'll finish it this weekend, maybe.
you can't tell your nose up at something that's free.
Fair enough. Fair
You know.
enough. All right. What kind of games do you like to play, though? I mean, besides the Subnautica, what's your favorite genre?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite genre, but I mean, growing up, my favorite was the old school sort of real-time strategy stuff. You know, I love my Command and Conquers, your StarCrafts and your Warcrafts. You know, before it became World of Warcraft. Your top-down sort of select units to move and then that kind of stuff, base building and whatnot. And I used to be a massive fan of city builders as well, massive fan, and simulation games as well. Like I used to be a big fucking fan of The Sims or anything like that back in the day. But now I don't know, man. I see something and it tickles my fancy. You know, I'm like that with a lot of things. I guess it's first person games, I suppose. It really depends, man. Like I love the games like Dying Light, for example. Dying Light's amazing.
Oh yes, it is.
The survival genre is growing on me at the moment. But I like a lot of third person stuff. You know, one of my favorite games of all time is the Mass Effect trilogy. Well, the second one is my favorite, but yeah, you know, I love things like Skyrim. I love things like Fallout. You know, I love Grand Theft Auto and. I'm just looking at my Steam library here because
I'm actually bringing up mine now.
But then again, there are games like RimWorld and Prison Architect, you know, and I'm sort of getting more into playing with others because I'm not someone who plays well with others, you see. So, yeah, I'm an eclectic when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Right on. No, I feel you. I'm into a lot of games myself. Let's see. I picked up the Long Dark back when that was on the green light. It's a kind of winter survival kind of game.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. I think I might have seen that.
I highly recommend that if you have a few extra dollars just to drop on it, man. It was a good experience for me. See here. I got me that 7 Days to Die. I'm not good at the real-time strategy, so I much prefer the old JRPGs like in Chrono Trigger, man. That one has stood the test of time, pardon the pun.
I don't think I ever played that.
You've never played Chrono Trigger?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I've got to get this to you after this show. I will buy you a copy and send it to you right now.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it.
I'm serious, though. Fantastic game, dude. Seriously, one of the best RPGs out there to this day.
I used to really like RPGs when I was a kid. Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. Loved them.
Ooh, 6 was better.
You're one of them, are you? Oh,
Yeah.
I never played.
7 was great. 8 was all right. 9 was good. 9 was very good, but 6.
7 was the best, in my mind. I've never played any ones prior to 7 or after 10. 8 was I don't know about 8. I still don't know about 8 even to this day. I mean, I still play it, like, but 9 was great. 9 was fucking fantastic. I love the fantasy settings.
Saki the Real says you love Skyrim. Oh, fantastic.
Final Fantasy X, though, was an abomination.
It really
I'd
was. I'd say 10 is where it started going downhill. But if you haven't seen 15 yet, check out one of Ghastly's playthroughs on the Gulf City channel. He's 15. They really picked it back up.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
But let's go back to the questions I had to lead you here. Okay. What was your I don't know, you biggest failure in life, and how did you overcome it?
Fucking hell. My biggest failure. I've had a lot of those. When I was serving in the Navy, I lost control one day, and I proceeded to assault and direct disobey a senior officer who was armed at the time. Because when that red mist comes over, it doesn't fucking matter what you've got in your hand. Still gonna have a crack at you. I was sent to military prison for a period of time. This was down the Falklands, so I was put into a proper, like, Hollywood level, like, solitary confined cell for like 7 days, and I was flown home, put in another cell, and then I was sent to Colchester, which is it's more like being put back into basic training than it is anything else. But you are locked up at night and stuff like that. But you're given like these dorms that you live in with like 7 other guys. But you get locked in there several times a day. The rules are a lot tighter, and you don't get paid. So that was heartbreaking to see my payslip say 0.00 on it. Go fuck yourself, monkey. And I wasn't accustomed to that because it's run by the army, and the Navy have a very different way of doing things. And you're being taught things that the army learned that the Navy just doesn't do, because we're at sea. We don't need to learn things like fieldcraft and stuff like that. And I guess I nearly lost my shit a couple of times in there. Very nearly fucking snapped, and I would have been given longer if I had. I guess I just overcame stuff in there just by being I suppose manning up and just shutting the fuck up, I guess.
Well, time served.
Yeah, I did it. And I flew all the way back to the Falklands on another 18-hour flight. Which was super duper fun. But yeah, I just yeah.
Well, while we're on a down note, was there ever a time you wanted to kind of give up on your career or your channel or anything like that?
My channel? Oh yeah. It's like every week I get like that.
Well, personally, I'm glad you're still here.
Oh, cheers, man. What happened to me is I made the fatal fucking error. Not when I was doing very well. When I was doing very fucking well, I did something very stupid, and I uploaded a video saying I'm done. Right, and in that video, I was saying, I'd like to do other things and make other content, and I lost a few subs from that, and after that, the views never really picked up again. You know, the channel pretty much stopped growing. You know, from that point forward. You know, obviously it did grow more. I had a few successful videos, but I was on a steady path, and I fucked it up, and I've never been able to recover it from it since. Never been able to recover from it since.
Well, hopefully this will be a step towards that recovery.
Well, hopefully. I've been trying for a very long time. I'm trying not to do my famous format switching.
Well, I am trying to mix things up just a little bit on my channel. I've got a lot of things that I want to do, so one of which is these interviews. I really appreciate you coming to talk to me here. We got about 6-7 more minutes. Do you have anything else you want to shill? Do you have any advice that you want to give the audience about doing what you do?
YouTube is a fickle bitch, and there are very few creators who have been able to grow their channels, establish an actual community around their channel. I'm not talking about 50,000 subs. I'm not talking about 100,000 subs. I'm talking about millions. And there have been very few instances that I can think of off the top of my head right now where someone has started in one particular genre where the sub base expects a certain type of video on a regular basis from that person, and then they've been able to suddenly switch, and not only switch once but switch several times. And yeah, so you know, I recommend that if you're going to start a channel, that you stick to something and you remain in that thing. If you're going to grow and build, people are going to come back. They're going to be attracted to your personality, but they're also going to expect a certain type of video from you as well.
Okay. Well, good advice. Thank you for that. I'm going to try to administer that to my own channel here. Let's see. Any other closing words that you'd like to give before we get out of here?
Yeah, Soki's correct there. Be consistent. Yeah, absolutely. Consistency is one of the biggest keys. Don't get me wrong. You know, I think that, you know, the first person that comes to my mind is Filthy Frank before he left YouTube. He was able to switch the type of content that he did several times. And he did that because people loved the Frank character. They loved the Frank character. And, you know, not everybody can be Filthy Frank. Not everybody can create a character like that, or several characters, you know, and be loved by millions and millions and millions of people on YouTube.
Yes.
You know, Filthy Frank stands out. You know, that's one of the people. That's why he's in my mind right now. People will watch you for you, but it doesn't always work out that way, is what I'm trying to say. So be a consistent motherfucker, and if you are going to switch it up, then you have to be patient with that switch, which is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to be patient. Even though I've not really switched, I've just gone back to doing face cam videos.
Right on. Well, in the words of Filthy Frank, it's time to stop.
It is time to stop.
I'm Schmeckle. I gotta say, fuck you. I am going to play us out on a song. Thanks for coming out one more time, Irate Bear. You've been a fantastic guest. Thanks for the cunt stream / snatchcast for having me on. This has been Wild Takes. I am your host, A Wild Fox Appears on YouTube, SNOFOX2 on Twitter. Again, if you'd like to donate to the show, feel free to hit up the streamlabs.com/thesnatchcast if you'd like to donate to our gracious host for having us. Or if you'd like to tip me personally, because Schmeckle said straight up that he don't. That'd be streamlabs.com/AW7. And I'm playing us out with a little bit of Radiohead, because I'm feeling like a creep right now. I don't know why. And this is out of tune. Oh, well. When you were here before, could look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. I'm gonna speed it up. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. She's running out the door tonight. She's running. She'll run, run, run. Run. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want, you're so fucking special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong.